Okay, so very busy Knicks game last night. They beat the Mavs 113 to 128. Najee Marshall was moving like LeBron James in the first half. But thankfully, we were able to overcome that roadblock. A lot of very good stat lines out of this one. Cat 30-point triple double, OG 30 points. Josh Hart breaking Clyde Frazier's all-time Knicks triple doubles in a season record. However, we're talking about absolutely none of that. We are talking about the man many are calling the DEI Magic Johnson, Tyler Kolek, of course. The one white guy in the Knicks is the one we are talking about today. Okay, now, not every single play you need from a pass-first point guard is going to be a Jason Williams behind-the-back elbow pass, and this play is a prime example of why that is the case. Now, you're going to get this DHO for Kolek from Hart, okay? And he just immediately zips it to Cat, all right? And in this spot right here, this is a perfect example of, once again, why you don't need Jason Williams level passing. Just get the ball to your best players in positions for them to succeed. Tyler Kolek gets it to Cat at the top of the key. He has Kai Jones way up on him. Somehow Klay Thompson is decently attached to Precious Achiuwa out here, so good spacing, and Cat simply pump fakes, drives right by. Klay makes the business decision of not contesting the 7-footer, and Cat has a really easy and one off of a fairly simple play by Tyler Kolek. All right, once again, just another pretty easy play for Kolek here. He's going to get this stream from Cat, and Kai Jones is just showing down way too much. He's way overhelping on Kolek here, especially considering Spencer Dinwiddie is also helping on him. So just kind of a funny visual to have three guys loading up on, the unathletic white guy playing his second game with actual, real minutes. But anyways, once again, there's three guys here. Multiple people are going to be open. In this case, the guy that's going to be open, that's going to get the ball is Cat, who just real easy play here. Najee Marshall does a solid job rotating over, but he's just not quick enough. Cat, nice job keeping that ball high. Easy dunk. All right, now this play is not an assist. However, it's something I really like to see out of a rookie guard playing his first real minutes. And so what's going to happen here is Kolek's bringing the ball up. Cat is going to set not really a screen. He kind of just moves Christie out of the way by existing there as a 7-footer. But oftentimes with rookie guards, the thing is, they're always kind of passive. They're never really hunting their own shot. And it's to be expected, It's their first time in the NBA. You're not expecting them to go out there like, it's a playoff game and empty the clip out there, But one thing I like to see from Kolek here is he gets space here and he pulls the shot, okay? It doesn't go in, but the fact that he's willing to take this kind of shot, it shows me that he's getting more comfortable. And, a couple of times in this game, he did hesitate on a couple shots. He would pump fake, try and drive it in. So he's not exactly fully perfect when it comes to, understanding when it's time to call his own number. But the fact that we got this look, I do like that. All right, now this play in particular is something I really loved what Kolek did here. And it starts with this off-ball screen from Cat for Mikal Bridges, okay? And Mikal doesn't like what he's looking at here, all right? You got a triangle of Mavs here. Marshall on his backside. Kai Jones in drop, ready and waiting. And Max Christie, he can kind of swipe down here, all right? So what we're going to get here is he's going to give it back to Kolek, all right? And now Cat is going to set a screen for Kolek, okay? And now the position we find ourselves in is Tyler Kolek has Christie on his hip, and he has Kai Jones in drop, and Cat is rolling, okay? And I know I said I don't need Tyler Kolek to bring out his inner Jason Williams. He doesn't need to be white chocolate. He doesn't need to be doing fancy passes. However, one thing I love to see here is a beautiful bounce pass. Leads Cat right to where he needs to be. Kai Jones doesn't have a chance of stopping that one. All right, now this play in particular makes the basketball nerd in me smile because Tom Thibodeau ran some off-ball action, which, if you're a regular here, you may know that, boy, does Tom Thibodeau get on my nerves sometimes. But this is not one of those times because he finally did it. Anywho, the off-ball action here is Cat is going to set an off-ball screen for Kolek, which Brandon Williams gets caught on and ends up having to go under, which creates a pocket of space for Kolek to operate here. Okay, now, what could he do here? Well, he could shoot it. However, I know for a fact he recognizes Spencer Dinwiddie is sagging way too far off of Landry Shamet in the corner here. So what does he do? Well, pretty easy. He's going to hit the corner shooter. Now Dinwiddie has to close out, but one thing he fails to do is take away this baseline for Shamet, okay? So what Shamet does is fairly simple. Takes some baseline, nice easy reverse layup off of some pretty simple action. All right, so at this point in the game, I wouldn't really blame you for being like, who really cares? You know, it's garbage time, 18-point lead, under 6 to play. We essentially have it all but wrapped up here, but, you know, Tyler Kolek is always looking to generate high percentage looks, and that's something I really like out of him. And, you know, even though you wouldn't blame him for just like running it down at like 8 seconds, then just throwing it to Cat, letting him put up whatever, you know, he recognizes here, okay, 17 on the shot clock. OG is right by the 3-point line, all right? Najee Marshall has kind of fallen asleep. He recognizes garbage time too, okay? He's not giving it his all. So what does Kolek do? All right. He wants to get it to OG. OG also recognizes Najee Marshall has kind of fallen asleep here. So nice little teamwork here. Kolek hits OG, who relocates to the 3-point line, and a nice and easy 3-pointer. I mean, you always love to see your team hunting high percentage looks. All right, he had some more, you know, garbage time assists, but this is the last play I really wanted to go over here. All right, so Campaign was going to get into Kolek, clear out to the corner, and Precious is going to set him a screen. Powell's playing a drop. Christie's on Kolek's hip. All right, so what are we going to do here? All right, you know, the Mavericks defenders are positioned well enough to the point where, you know, they're all able to help down if he were to drive, and if he were to try and kick it out to one of these shooters, they could probably get a hand on it. So, all right, well, what are we going to do here? Well, let's let the play develop a little. As you can see here, Landry Shamet's starting to move a little bit. Okay. Jaden Hardy, for some reason, is taking up the dunker spot with no one in the dunker spot. So, well, I mean, it's pretty simple. You know, Landry Shamet is just going to relocate. And just big shout out here, Anton Watson, okay? Gonzaga's finest, WCC stand up. I don't even know if they have anyone left in March Madness, but this is Mark Few right here. Full display. Nice off-ball screen from the 15th man right there, huh? That's how you win a roster spot, folks. Anywho, that's enough about off-ball screening. Landry Shamet gets a wide-open 3. Again, nice play by Tom Thibodeau, okay? You know, I get on him a lot, but some good off-ball actions here today. Really like that. And that right there, folks, is how DEI Magic Johnson owned the Dallas Mavericks last night. In reality, he did pretty solid. Put some good stuff on film. Hopefully he can build on that. Anywho, Knicks play again tonight. If anything crazy happens, I'll talk about it. If not, I'll see you again soon enough. Appreciate your time here.